When an injury forced Jaquetta Edwards out of the Navy last year, she thought she was in pretty good shape. The 10-year veteran had just purchased a home in San Diego where she lived with her mother and 5 nieces and nephews. She planned to go back to school for electrical engineering, the same thing she'd been doing on Navy ships.
When I first got out, I had saved like a good amount of money. And when I first got out, I was like, oh, this should last me until, my money kicks in and I start going to school and they start paying me to go to school and stuff like that. That's pretty much what I thought was gonna happen. It did not happen that way.
Edwards is like a lot of transitioning service members. Recent Pentagon survey data shows only a third of the junior enlisted ranks feel financially stable. Across the whole military and reserves, 35% have less than 3 months' living expenses saved. Edwards says there's also something about military culture that makes people hesitant to ask for help.
Because the military kind of makes you feel like if you depend on someone else, you're weak. So everything that you have, you do it for yourself because that's what the military kind of taught you. You don't take no handouts.
4 years ago, she took in her sister's 5 children. Earlier this year, about 6 months after leaving the Navy, Edwards found herself in crisis and behind on her mortgage.
I said, if I don't pay this bill, we're going to be homeless. If I don't pay this, I have too many kids to be homeless.
That's when she connected with the Support the Enlisted Project, or STEP. CEO Tony Teravainen co-founded the nonprofit in San Diego back in 2012 to help enlisted troops and transitioning veterans. Since then, it's helped thousands of military families, and it's prevented more than 500 evictions.
Our program restores hope. It changes lives, and it does this permanently for these families that we affect.
He says besides providing food and financial grants, the real lasting help comes from the financial wellness training they provide.
At the same time, they're hearing about how they can achieve permanent financial wellness. They're getting this temporary relief, and they can start to create that association for themselves or their friends.
The nonprofit began helping local San Diego military families, but over time, they heard from families across the country.
I think last year we served about 120 families in 39 other states. So as the families contact us passively, if we have the bandwidth to be able to take care of them, there's no reason we should say no.
That's why he says the organization decided a few years ago to expand, first along the West Coast, then nationally. They've added staff and this summer purchased a new, larger warehouse that will serve as STEP's national headquarters. Teravainen says he's seen military families struggle regardless of where they're stationed.
We had 99 cases from Texas. And we're like, well, that makes sense because it's another large population. But we also had 99 cases from Alabama. But the starting point is the challenge, and definitely high cost of living areas, and that transitioning when they move from one area to another area adds to the military challenge.
Edwards says as of August, things are much better.
I'm doing good. I just started school on the 18th. I'm taking race and ethnicity, calculus 2, and waves and mechanics. So I'm doing really well. I'm budgeting right.
She says anyone who needs a little help shouldn't feel bad about asking for it.
And there's nothing wrong with asking for help because some people really do need it. Even if you think, like I thought, other people have more problems than I do, they're going to need the money more. But who's to say that they need the money more? Who's to say that if I didn't get this help, I wouldn't be living on the street?
STEP's national expansion is proceeding carefully. Their next location is in Hawaii. They'll be moving into their new, larger headquarters later this fall. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.